What else would I do? I have a very specific answer for this, and this is somewhat odd. I'm one of those guys that they call a Civil War bore, meaning I can go ad nauseum if you want to about the Civil War. I'm really intrigued by it. So if I wasn't in this business, you would find me at Gettysburg National Military Park. Not as a licensed battlefield guy. That's for when I retire, because I will do that when I retire. But I would be what they call a ranger historian.
I would probably be a play-by-play sports broadcaster. You know, think Mike Tirico.
If I wasn't in this business, I think what I'd really like to do, frankly, is have a custard stand somewhere and sell delicious homemade custard.
You know, I would have no idea. This is something being a musician was something that I knew I wanted to do. I was one of those people who was affected greatly by hearing the Meet the Beatles record, you know, and I might have been 4 or 5 or something like that, and knew exactly what I was going to do with the rest of my life. And I thought, I want to do that, you know. So I've spent my whole life doing this, so I don't know what I would do. I mean, that doesn't cross my mind because that's not an option for me.
I'd be on the beach in Hawaii, lifeguarding. Yeah.
Nice, long way from OCMD, huh? Back in the day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But it would be a great place to, you know, spend the time. I didn't have to wear a suit and tie. That'd be great.
I think NASA. Yeah, I think NASA. I have nightmares when they have problems because I think I could help them. That's just how big my ego is.
From the time I was in high school, I always just wanted to be a storyteller. That's kind of what I always wanted to do. That's why I got into journalism to begin with. So I guess if I didn't have this platform to tell Pittsburgh's story, I'd probably find some other way to do it. Maybe I'd write a book or start a blog. I don't know.
I'd rent chairs on and umbrellas on a beach. No, I would probably be a musician, or I'd be an architect. You know, I wanted to be an artist or a musician, and my parents convinced me that you really can't make any money doing that unless you're pretty lucky. So I got into advertising instead because it was the closest thing to business and creativity that I could find.
I've thought about what I would do if I weren't doing this, and I always come up with the same conclusion. I'd be doing pretty much what I do now, I just do it way slower.
I don't know. You know, I don't know if there is really anything else that I do, except for be a professional golfer or a hockey player or something like that. But otherwise, I just, you know, I'd like to be a higher paid version of myself.
You know, I guess if I had to pick one thing, it might be maybe a bartender or a restaurant owner, because I wouldn't really want to actually own the restaurant or the bar, but I just want to have a place to eat and drink every day and like talk to people. That'd probably be the best job I could do. So.
What else would I do? That would be, I really would love to be a hockey player, but I know I can't do that. I wanted to be an attorney at one point, but I realized when I started looking into it that I actually had to read books, and there's a lot of really big books you have to read to be an attorney. I thought maybe I could just be like one of those attorneys on TV, and it doesn't work that way. So I can't really think of anything else I would want to do.
I would probably go into some financial field. You know, I would either become a certified financial planner, or I would go back to school and study math. I mean, as weird as that sounds, but those are sort of side interests that I have. So if I did leave the field, yeah, it would be something completely different, where the work that you do would have an answer that's black and white.
I think I would be, at this point, I would be working on the web. I'd be creating and managing content.
I'd be on-camera talent because I'm tired of working for a living.
I actually at one point entertained the idea of being an airline pilot. I have a commercial multi-engine instrument license for flying. I've got a little over 1,000 hours in multi-engine aircraft, and actually when I was going to college at one point I was thinking about that. And we actually, my roommate and I tried to join the Air Force because we both had our pilot's license, and then they realized that we couldn't because of the glasses. So that put an end to that.
Sunbathing is what I wrote down. I'm funnier when I write. I put sunbathing. No, seriously, no. If I couldn't do this job for a living, what I would do is writing. I love literary journalism, immersing yourself in a story where you would get involved with people's lives and understand what makes them tick, and then being able to write about that in a journalistic way.
I'd probably have my own business, or maybe work and run a large brand, or was thinking maybe a park ranger. I kind of like the outdoors.
Something with animals. Probably groom dogs in my doggy daycare center.
Sing.
Sing what?
Oh, I don't know any songs. I can't sing either, but that's what I would do. I always thought it was cool if you could go into a room and just sing and play a piano. Like, you get a lot of crowds. People come around. I'd love to be able to sing. But I don't know any songs and I can't sing.